You can hear me?
I got you.
Oh, sweet.
Sorry about that, man.
No, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it.
What I'm doing,
you're not the first.
Just to give any explanation, I'm using something called voice meter. Are you familiar with something called voice meter?
No, I'm not.
It's a USB mixer.
Oh.
A software-based USB mixer. Now, what this thing can do is it can take the feed from your OSB. So if you have an OSB program residing on your PC, you can, if you have the virtual cam plugin, it will allow you to export the camera and audio over one track. So that means that you can technically, I tried to do it just now, switch between, boot up OBS and switch between cameras and have audio and sound effects and everything. But I fortunately figured out blah 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 blah, it didn't work, but here we are.
Well, it's funny because I use what's called virtual audio cables, which is an extension of the same thing. My mixer is external, but it's a digital mixer, and actually it's tied USB to the computer, so it's kind of the same thing, only there's a box that it sits in.
So I got to tell you, if I'm like you. I had wires back when I was a kid. I had ins and outs. You could visually know what to do with the wires, but now that you don't, now that everything is virtual, it's a whole different game, man.
Oh yeah.
It's complex.
Oh yeah. The routing is all mouse clicks too at this point.
Brutal. It's brutal.
Well, Scott, it's damn good to have you on the show, man. It's been a long time coming, I'd say.
Yes, I agree. I really do agree, Jim. And I just, I popped over. I just produced yesterday. Spent like 6 hours of production time yesterday. Got it all done, and I'm just like, I got to go over and see Jim. Pay some respects to my homie Jim. You know what I mean? It's been so long. You've got such a terrific show. Your cadence is so smooth and easy to listen to. You're very professional. You got it tweaked, man. Background is perfect. You have the same brand. You got it going on, and I just had to come in and pay homage to my homie.
Well, thanks, man. High praise indeed. High praise indeed, because I dig what you're doing. I mean, I've always loved, me. I'm a light guy too, and I've always loved that you've got something going on. That's not green screen, is it?
No.
That's your house, right?
That's my house. I got some $30 floodlights from China. Our friends from China.
From China. I'm not saying we're not. I'm not saying in my opening story that we're not all slaves to Chinesium. We are. But that's because you like that.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah, feel free to use it. I didn't coin it. I wish I could take credit for that. But
Chinesium sounds like a trampoline place down the street,
or really bad metal. Which I don't know. Just saying. But yeah, it's one thing to be a slave to buying their products because the manufacturing has virtually left our shores, and I wouldn't say that's entirely true, but to the extent that we have become somewhat dependent on their wares. But once you start curbing free speech based on that, there's something wrong there.
Yeah, they're crossing the line, and in my heart of hearts, I just think that if this continues on the current trajectory, it's going to be another North Korea.
Yeah,
if it isn't already.
Exactly.
I've seen some pretty disturbing pictures of what they do when they get these guys. They put them in purple uniforms and they put blindfolds over their heads, and it's ugly.
Oh, very ugly. Yep. And my wife's been over there a couple times. And she usually flies into Hong Kong, but the factories that she visits are in China. And she said you wouldn't believe the difference between the urban areas of Hong Kong as it relates to China, because China is just she said it's just filthy. It's just absolutely
really
filthy.
No kidding.
Yeah, they don't show that to tourists, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, she said, just slime running off walls and just soot and all kinds of nasty stuff. And that's what happens, when you don't care too much about, well, you don't have to care about your surroundings. It's taken care of for you, so to speak. So, yeah. So
I've never had the luxury of going down out there. I don't know that I will. I just don't feel like I want to be in a place like that. Just no thanks.
Yeah,
I'll stay in build USA.
I agree totally. I mean, I would like to just say I had the experience, but beyond that, yeah, no real desire. Most of the places I want to go to are nice places.
Speaking about ears and damaging your ears, I am a fireworks enthusiast. I am a pyrotechnic.
At least you didn't say maniac.
If I were to go there, I would definitely go to the factories because I don't know if you've seen some of the manufacturing videos there. It's just like dudes like making rocket sticks, and there's a guy over in the back shed. Let's go over and check out the guy at the back shed, and he's like standing in this room. It's like a cinder block room, right? And he's got about 20 pounds of flash, like one spark, and it's like a small thermonuclear explosion. And he's just like, it's like, where's the cigarette, Joe? Just like throwing the stuff around. It's very static sensitive. The powder is incredibly dangerous. Like one spark and it's game over. It's got aluminum in it. And it just, it's just like, I think it's more powerful than some other stuff. I don't want to say not too many keywords. Let's just keep it on the down low. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's one thing you don't have to worry about on my show, Scott. I don't know how much you've been watching of late, but I've not hidden my criticism of YouTube, and I will not alter my language, especially based on that list, just to appease them. I absolutely refuse.
That's what I'm talking about. There's a red-blooded American right there.
Exactly.
A rebel at heart. Liberal.
Yeah. There's no there's no money at stake here. I've even said that I will not monetize until they solidify the rules, make it clear for everyone, and stop tweaking the search and the recommended results to appease them and not the viewer. I simply won't do it.
This country would be a lot better off if we all held that kind of disposition about things.
I agree.
We wouldn't be getting the wool pulled over our eyes so much, and things would get done, and there'd be a lot more honesty in this country, and people need to start waking up and start taking account of things and stop putting up with this nonsense.
That's true.
Now, I don't want to, guys, I love everybody here. Everybody has their own positions and their own take on the way things are. Some people think there's nothing wrong. But from my perspective, I see a lot of funky stuff going on in this country. Let me give you a prime example. Do you guys know that California has no electricity right now?
Oh, really? They down? I thought I heard that.
They're down. They're going to be down for 5 days.
Oh, man.
Where's the news on that? I got a friend, High Velocity Savage. He's in California. He grew up in a little town called Oakland. It's a tough town.
Yeah.
It's like Compton.
Yes.
And they have no power. And he told me the cops don't even want to come out.
Can you blame them?
No.
Oh, man.
So where's the news on that? So it just gives you an example. If we, in regards to the dissemination of information in this country, we are not getting the truth. And the only venue in this world that we're in right now is the internet. And they are trying to put an end to it. So either we wake up and stand our ground, or this venue as we know it is going to go gone.
That's true.
Mark my words. And, Jim and I are kind of the same age. I'm 53. Jim, I don't know how old you are, but we grew
56.
up. Okay. Jim and I grew up back in the day when there wasn't this whole, nobody was awake. No one was aware of the situation, because as far as we were concerned, there was no situation back then. And so we have slowly grown into this world, and we see it. A lot of these people, these younger kids, they don't see it. But the issue is there, dude.
Oh, I know.
Mark my words. You have to start waking up. So, and I'm not going to, sorry, man.
No. That's great. Because I'm going to agree wholeheartedly. I mean,
I know you, brother.
I'm that guy who believes, and this is a saying that goes way back, and I can't remember who said it, but a man who doesn't stand for anything will fall for anything.
That's correct.
Right? So a man who stands for nothing will fall for anything. That's what it is. And you're right, man. We've been, we're partially responsible. I don't know how the boomers, ended up so seriously afraid for our kids to, to keep them from actually experiencing things and what I would consider growing up, right?
Yes.
But we did. Now, I didn't, of course, but I know some of our contemporaries did. But we're the ones that came up with that stupid ass everyone gets a trophy, which is one of the worst ideas on the face of the earth, because it teaches nothing about competition. It teaches nothing about excelling. And I'm going to get on my rant now. I apologize.
That's all right.
But I as a generation, we take partial responsibility for that. I know. But what I want to finish that with some good news, Scott.
Yes.
There are more conservatives in the next generation after the millennials than there have been in several generations before that.
There is an awakening.
Yes.
People are waking up, and the numbers are growing every day. Yep. So, the big question is why. The big question is how. But as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't really matter, because people are waking up.
Yeah.
And so, what's going to happen next, I'm not sure, but I hope that things start going in the right direction.
I do too.
Not going to go down the, should I say, the evil is not going to go away without a fight.
That is true. That is true. And so, we're right in the middle of that fight as we speak. As far as I'm concerned.
Buy your long-term storage food.
Buy your long-term storage food. Don't put all your eggs into YouTube either.
No.
You notice I haven't. In fact, one of the things I've said in that I won't monetize. I keep telling people, don't worry about monetization. It's pennies until you get much larger, because those people who are rushing for the 1K, 4K are just dying to start running ads. And it's like, great, you'll get $100 a year. What you need to do is diversify, merch, memberships. Like the I hate to say Patreon, but Patreon, which Subscribe Star is where I like to hang my hat. Services that you can provide, channel. Well, I already said channel memberships. There was another one. Oh, affiliate relationships, that sort of thing. That's where the money is going to be.
Yes.
Yeah, and diversify as well. That's a side tangent there, Scott.
That's the it is. We'll go there in a minute.
Awesome.
The hurdle is getting the product. That is the hurdle. Like, how do I get the website? What am I going to sell? And then paying for or some kind of Google listing through AdWords or whatever. That's not difficult. The problem is the product. So I've kind of like, I'm grinding gears in that respect.
Well, to get off the ground, there's two wonderful alternatives. Teespring type of outlets are perfect, because it's total drop ship. You do the design, they handle the orders, they handle the shipping and all that, and even returns. So you don't have to worry about that. But you can also become a what is that program that Amazon has? I can't remember, but they have the same sort of thing where you can sell your own merch on Amazon.
Right.
And then you don't really have to worry about that. Everything else is a click away. Like if you want to offer channel memberships on a Patreon or Subscribe Star, that's easy. You just sign up and you fill out the stuff and you go, and then you get paid when people actually support your channel. Or your video creation efforts. So a lot of this stuff is real easy to just put together. And then affiliate relationships, that can be as easy as contacting people like around your niche. I don't have that luxury for affiliates, because what am I going to find for talk shows?
I don't know.
Hey, I know I don't do anything with cameras, but what if I put a camera link in my description, so when people bought that yeah, I know. Good point. Good point. I need to call CAD tomorrow.
I'm sort of in the same boat. I mean, I'm just I'm going over techniques and some software and everything, but I'm going to build a homemade confetti dispenser that we're going to turn on when I get a super chat. And my plan is that it's composed of all these parts from Amazon. I'm going to start a store, and maybe I can get an affiliate thing doing it that way. So
there you go.
Yeah.
That is the way to do it. Like,
I think so. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the problem I have with super chats is, man, that YouTube takes so much of that.
It's
just,
pretty brutal. Let's face it. There are some channels, I swear to God, they've got some like over 1,000 people in chat.
Oh yeah.
And they're making $1,600
yeah.
a night.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. That is incredible. And that's tough. That's tough for me to swallow, but I would rather somebody tip me through PayPal, which is much less expensive for both parties. And I'd rather them, become a channel subscriber or a membership subscriber, like on my Subscribestar page.
Yes.
Shameless plug. Because it really helps out. I mean, none of this is cheap. None of the equipment's cheap. The time is not inexpensive. Sure, yes. Grumpy is asking me about my monitors, your in-ears. And the time especially is of value, because I normally charge anywhere from $75 to $125 an hour for what I do.
No kidding.
Yeah, and doing this takes away from a lot, because it's not just this hour I spend at night. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of editing, there's all kinds of graphics to be done. There's research for this kind of show, which I kind of shot myself in the foot, but that is what it is. It's a love for the craft, though. I really enjoy doing this.
I can certainly tell. I mean, you just have it so clean, man. I don't think I've seen any interview show like yours in regards to the quality that you do. It's just fantastic.
Well, thanks, man. Tell everybody.
There isn't anything. There's nothing in comparison except for the Nimmons and the big guys.
Yeah.
You're definitely
thanks.
next level, bro.
Oh, thanks, man. I so appreciate that. And I think your show is awesome too. You're quite the graphic artist. I take it just by looking at your thumbnails and your broadcast interface and whatnot. That looks great, man. I dig what you're doing as well. I try to head over there as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm here, man. It's good to talk with you. It really is. I got to tell you.
Well, it's good to talk to you, man. I am glad you finally came on, and of course, you're always welcome on the show.
Thank
you know that.
Thank you, sir.
In fact, I need to make you a moderator on the YouTube chat. What happens? I don't know if most people know, but those folks in the YouTube chat that are actually holding a blue wrench are people who've come on the show, and they've. I would say 98%. There was a couple I did early before I had guests, and they just had been good people to me for a long time. But everybody else has been on the show, and when you're a good person, you come on the show. I know you got my back whenever you're in my
yes, sir. I got your back
in my chat.
Hey, big shout out to Magic Jones. Good to see you, buddy. There's another talented content creator. Holy cow, that man has got it going on. Viewed This, I believe, is still here. Viewed This. Go ahead.
Oh, I said no. Yes, he is. I shouldn't talk over you, because we've got one of those connections where when I talk, yours cuts out. So go ahead, man.
And Drone. Where is Drone? Let's see if I can.
Drone Kings in Darwin.
Yes, is he here?
He's in there.
Okay, Darwin. He was on my live stream, and I do this crazy thing. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's like this trivia thing. I ask a question. If you get it right, you go to the contest. And I call it nothing plus nothing equals nothing, or something like that. You don't win anything; you just win it, and it's a fully produced thing, and it's funny.
Oh, I have not seen that yet.
Yeah, you got to check them out, bro. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because when I do them, it feels like Saturday Night Live. It's completely produced.
Oh,
total effects, but it's live.
Yeah, I'm totally subscribed to it. I see you come up in my notifications all the time.
I'll tell you what. If you want an example of what it's like, I just put out a video where this is now, guys, this is just released today. This is brand new information. I got permission at Google in Georgia at one of the server farms. They gave me full access to the server. I was able to hook my computer up to the server and talk directly to the algorithm.
Wow, if that doesn't whet the appetite, I don't know what will.
And it is not a friendly computer program, let me tell you. Anyway, that if you watch that video, you'll get a little example of what the live stream's like. Yeah,
well, I know what the live stream's like, but I'm going to have to go look at that. That sounds fun. It's fun.
Blowing up, man. People are loving it. I guess it's getting attention or something. But you know what? You ever look at your train smoke in regards to your statistics? You get your average.
Oh yeah.
Over time, and then you have a little blue line that represents the video that's in comparison to that. It looks like train smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Boom! It's way above the train smoke.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I keyed that term. That's my term. The train. I'm gonna make a T-shirt that says "the train beat the train smoke."
Beat the train smoke. All right. Well, Scott, we're at the top of the hour, and
Yes, sir.
I'm going to do my little thing that I've recently brought back in just days. It's called the deep dive. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
I am not.
You're not familiar with it. Well, are you willing to go? It's just a way to get to know more about you.
Absolutely, sir.
You good? All right, let's do this.
Oh, boy. I love it.
All right, Scott. Here's how the deep dive works. I have in my grubby little hands 5 questions. Count them 5.
Okay.
Chosen just for you. Now, these are actually written by a group of monkeys in the room behind me. so we never know exactly how well they know you, but we get to get know you. The idea here is we get to know you better than your Chinese light suppliers. Now remember, there are no wrong answers, only bad judges and monkeys. So, all right, are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, cool. First question.
Question 1.
That's great.
They still make me laugh. All right, Scott. We start off kind of easy, and maybe they get a little bit more difficult. What do you prefer, hamburgers or tacos?
Oh, hamburgers, man. Totally hamburgers.
Oh, totally there. See, I told you.
Totally hamburgers.
Hamburgers are the shit. I like tacos. Don't get me wrong.
Do. If I look at the menu and nothing really turns me on, hamburger.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to question 2.
That was easy, man.
Question 2.
I told you. These are not difficult. We just want to know the real Scott. This is the whole idea behind this.
What color's your underwear? Well, what do you think?
Oh man, if I were in the middle of
okay.
How long is a battleship? True or false? No, that wasn't the next question. What do you prefer? A handwritten letter or an email?
I would say an email. I would prefer an email because everything that comes in the mail is just junk anyway.
It is. Well done. I will tell you though, this is a side subject. I actually got a handwritten letter from the people I went to get my my recent MRI on.
Oh, really?
They literally put together a card and they wrote on the entire backside of that card how wonderful it is to have my business. Never seen that from a medical institution.
That's awfully respectable. I mean, gee whiz. I mean, in that respect, I would say a written letter is better. I never get them. It's like a distant memory. I mean, I just never get them. It's not part of my mental vernacular.
Me neither. Well, it used to be, of course.
I guess in that respect, I would say letter.
Oh, you can't go back on your answer, Scott. I'm sorry.
Oh,
damn. Did I not tell you that?
I guess I lost the game right there.
No. We still have 3 more questions. Are you ready?
Question 3.
Sounds like we go away and yet our mics are still open for that whole thing. All right, Scott.
Yes, sir.
Beer or wine?
Oh, hell, beer. Come on now.
Oh, no.
No!
We were looking for Fresca. I'm sorry. So close. No, actually, I agree with you. Definitely beer. I do not drink wine at all.
Makes my nose clogged up when I drink wine.
Oh, does it really? I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wine, it makes me stuffy.
My wife drinks it all the time, and I just say, nope, go get me beer. My son's out of the house, so I don't have him to go get it for me anymore.
Grape juice for adults.
Grape juice for adults. All right, question 4.
Question 4.
Oh, doesn't get any better than this, does it? All right. Well, you seem like a man about town. What would you prefer if you had the choice? A motorbike or a bicycle?
Oh, man. You kidding me? Motorbike, brother.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
A motocross motorbike.
Oh, you're not saying that because you heard I raced motocross for 10 years, did you?
No.
Okay, good.
motorcycle. My God, man, that's an American tool right there.
Exactly. When in doubt, choose the motor.
Yes. Bicycle.
Bicycle. It's funny you say that.
It has a rocket tied to it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
All right. And of course, final question.
Really
Final question.
Don't talk over the bump. we want to give them the illusion that we're off mic. That's not true.
I'm destroying the integrity of the show. I apologize.
Oh no, that's okay. That's okay.
You're too kind, Jim.
Okay, so you look pretty handy too, right? Am I right?
I would say I'm pretty good with my hands, Jim.
All right. Well, would you say that you enjoy working more with steel or wood?
Oh, steel, brother!
Oh no, I'm sorry. The correct answer was Chinesium. Chinesium.
The lightest aluminum known to man. It's transparent. Star Trek invented it.
I know.
Magnesium.
Hey,
With a whale inside
I don't write these answers.
there.
Wait.
Who's hitting that buzzer anyway?
Oh, I don't know.
Is that the family doing that?
Well, we have judges. I have an entire panel of judges sitting right over there.
You know what you can make with steel, people? A lot more powerful stuff than wood. Wood breaks.
Everything,
Burns.
yeah, everything they make with Chinesium, I suppose. Oh man,
Make cannons with steel, people. Cannon. You can't make a cannon out of wood.
Scott, you did quite well, man. I want to say you got 3.5 out of 5 because that other one, yeah, the other one's kind of dodgy. I kind of messed with you on one. But well done.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Well, it was a lot of fun, man. What's that?
Cue the applause.
I tried to, and since I lost all my settings last week, I've forgotten to retie my my applause up. So, oh, wait. Oh, really? Okay, no, I don't have it. So, run the applause, Scott. Can you hit it?
I don't have it.
You don't have it.
I tried to get it going.
That's okay. We're gonna go applause this. You did fantastic, man. And
Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate it.
I appreciate you going through that.
That was fun. More of those. They're fun. I should do that on my show, man. It's a great idea.
I know it's going to get picked up. Get picked up. I've already watched some of my my format get picked up, which I totally expected. I'm fine with that. I'm just going to be me and continue to march forward.
Yep. It's a never-ending. It's like, you get started in this venue and you're like, oh wow, I'm psyched. I'm going to make a whole bunch of videos. You make about 40 or 50 of them. You're like, you know what? This is a lot of work. I guess I'll keep going, and you just keep going, and you're like, I'm not getting anywhere. I really want to do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of hit this wall, and you're like, I kind of miss it. I'm not going to really get anywhere. I'll just kind of wing it. And then you get a video, and it starts to blow up, and it's just like, I'm ready to jam. Let's do this. One video a day, man. We're rocking. That's how it works here. It's like a mental roller coaster.
Oh,
One day you crap.
Yeah, it so is.
You know what I mean? And the
yeah.
next day you're on cloud 9. I don't know.
Well, that's like most things actually, but I think it's amplified here for sure. Yeah. I don't have any of those. I mean, I've got 3 other channels, maybe 4, with just some random stuff on them, and I've got everywhere from 0 views to I think 25,000 on one of them. No, two of them actually. Yeah, but I didn't capitalize on them. I didn't make moves on it. But they literally had I would say interest to a lot of different people within a specific subset of people, right? So they're very interest oriented, and people dug them. But this one I knew was going to be a struggle. I absolutely knew it was, because it's almost impossible to optimize for.
Yes.
Is what it is.
And it's almost like a variety entertainment kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very difficult to get a footing when you're starting out with and no offense, a little of a brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know the power of brand. I know that you're aware of it and how it works and how it develops, and when the ball starts to spin, get bigger and bigger, it just goes high water. If you keep fighting, if you never give up, and you keep doing this, I guarantee you, Jim, this show is going to be huge. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, thanks, man. I don't have any plans on giving up. That's not my character.
Good.
If I have to stop at all, it will be based on an outside necessity, not because it didn't take off like I wanted it to. Because believe me, I've been on that roller coaster mentally for a while during this whole thing.
Right.
Yeah. So
I'm sure are you over 10,000 watch minutes? You got to be close.
Oh, 10,000. I don't know. I'm around 350,000.
Okay.
Watch minutes. So I'm well over the 4K. Yeah. Yeah. On that, no problem. I'm getting close to it.
You got 889 subscribers, dude. You'll be monetized in no time.
Yeah, but you know me, that doesn't matter. All I want is that community tab. I literally am not going to monetize.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I'll monetize because I've already applied for it, but I am not running ads. I am not giving YouTube money they don't deserve until they can prove to me that they've got steadfast rules for us and no ambiguity around how they might apply the terms that they have laid out now. Until they do that, man, I'm not going to give them any money.
They'll never do it. They'll never settle into a situation where they can't change.
Yeah. Well, I don't care if they change. What I hate is their propensity to subjectively apply the vague terms that they've laid out, and that doesn't help anybody. That leaves us all in a lurch, and especially those people who have literally put their livelihood in YouTube's hands. Right? That's the only way they make their money. And I think that was a bad move based on the fluidity of this platform and their inability to lock down rules and stick with them. So yeah, I'm not going to find myself in that position, and I'm taking another stand, which I know is against my own best interests. But like you said, man, I'm not going to fall for anything.
Yeah.
More power. What's that?
I'm glad. I'm proud of you for sticking to your fight. You know what I mean? It's not easy to do. It's a sacrifice, and I wish more Americans were like that. Honest to God.
Well, I hope I'm hoping that the kindness of my my viewers will carry me through and at least help support the show. Not support me for a living just yet, but if they're kind enough to help me keep things going, then that's enough for me. And I've told them several times, the very least you can do is like it, and the other one would be to share it, because that really helps to get in front of more people. But if they feel like they can give some of their income toward the show, and I'm more than happy to try to keep it as fun for them as I possibly can.
I'll have you know, I've been monetized for almost a year now. It is very rewarding. It does change the flavor of your efforts in regards to your production. You become very attuned to watches, how many people are looking, what your CPM numbers are. It does change you. You become very, very knowledgeable about statistics, because it's, you're like, wow, did that one go? How'd that one do? And you're just looking. Sometimes a video will be flat and it starts to go up, and you're like, money. It just what it does to you. So. Oh yeah. And cool. And I don't have any ill will toward anyone who wants to monetize. I mean, and it's not even. I can't even. And it's one of those things where, what am I looking for here, Scott? What am I trying to say? I don't have any. I don't have any problem. You're trying to say that you're different than me in regards to your goals. You're sticking to a foundational perspective and
format that I put my foot down, and that's fine. For people that don't, and they're okay with everything the way it is, go for it, man. Go for it. I always say do what's in your best interest, and that goes for you and everyone watching. But I have a different outlook on it, and that's I don't know.
My perspective My perspective is that I think it's a good thing to be monetized. I don't think that you should expect to make a lot of money. The niche that you receive, or I should say the CPM, the cost per mil, the fee that is charged to a corporation to put ads on your channel, that amount that is charged changes depending on all kinds of parameters. One of those parameters is the niche that you're in. If you're talking about playing with spaghetti versus some dude that's talking about Bitcoin, the dude talking about Bitcoin is going to make 100 CPM and you're going to make 3.
Yeah.
So there's like a million parameters, like people watching your channel, how much description text you're using, tags, all that kind of stuff. It all is added in and calculated into that CPM. My CPM's dropped, and it's like getting stabbed.
Huh.
It sucks.
That does suck.
My production's dropped off a little bit. You have to feed the monster. You have to keep on producing.
Yes, absolutely.
You stop. The money, everything, all the statistics fall.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's a tough horse to ride, honestly.
Yeah.
But I wish you the best luck in riding it, Scott.
Thank you, buddy. You too. Enjoy the roller coaster, as they say.
Exactly.
It's been a long ride.
Exactly. Who knows? I'm still optimistic that something will happen where it'll make it the rules a little more clear, and then there's I wouldn't have any problem with that, but we'll just have to see.
Would you like to hear a rumor?
Yes, quickly, because I think our stream went down for a moment.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, that's what they were telling me in the chat. Nothing has changed over here. My stream looks good.
We'll avoid the stupid rumor. It's about Article 13 and all that crap.
Oh,
Drone Kings. Did you come onto my stream? I asked a trivia question about what hockey pucks were made out of, and you told me it was the steak that your wife made you. Was that you? Was that you? If it was, I apologize for not mentioning that in my stream. I looked at the video. I'm going 1,000 miles per hour. I'm hitting 1,000,000 buttons. Jim knows what I'm talking about. You're talking, you're looking, you're switching cameras. The cat's down behind you. You got the kids asking you where the homework is, and I missed the comment, and I didn't comment.
That sounds like Brad.
Okay, it'll be 20 seconds before he responds. But anyway, I think that was him. And if it was, I apologize, sir. And if you say something funny like that on my live stream again, I will put you up on the stream, brother.
He's good for it. Trust me, he is good for it. Brad's been a friend of the show for a long time. He's been on like 3 or 4 times, which is wonderful. And he and I have developed a conversation offline as well. He's a great guy.
Awesome.
Well, Scott, we've run 19 minutes over the allotted time. So, dude, thanks so much for coming on. I want you back, dude.
Yes, sir. I'll be back. I'm looking at you right now. I enjoyed it, sir. Thank you very much.
No
I feel like it's the Partridge Family.
Oh,
that show.
Or maybe the Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Jim, I will see you later.
Awesome, dude. Thanks for coming on. Scott, have a good evening, man.
All right, take care. Bye.
Oh man, good to have Scott on.